Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to make a pretty hard video to make for me. It's going to be like basically all my biggest, most stupidest things that I've done in my life that have caused me a lot of trouble with money, with relationships, and yeah. But before I get into that, I wanted to let you know that over the past few weeks I've been getting myself organized and I've finally come up with a regular schedule starting tomorrow. Today is a bonus video for this week, but tomorrow, starting Fridays, I will be making one video every week, every Friday at 2 p.m. Central Time. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into a groove, and I hope you enjoy this video. So the very first thing that I did that started my whole turmoil, my entire trouble with money, I guess, was at 18 years old. The very first thing that I got from my bank was a $500 credit card. It wasn't a lot, but for me at that age, $500 was quite a bit, but it didn't take me very long to rack that up. Fast forward 1 year, I was working at Petro-Canada and I applied for their MasterCard, I believe it was, and they gave me a $10,000 credit limit at 19 years old. My $500 credit card was already racked up. I don't even know how I got approved for this $10,000 credit card. What a stupid thing to do. And with that $10,000 credit card, I moved out, but it wasn't because of the card, but I did move out. I bought a couch and furniture. I bought a car and a phone. I basically lived off my credit card. Not for very long, though, because I thought $10,000 was a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, but it's really easy to spend, and so I spent that within, just maybe a few months, maybe 4 months, 5 months, I would say 6 months tops, and eventually it was all gone, and I was stuck owing $10,000, and I only made $500 every 2 weeks, and I had to pay rent with that, groceries. I didn't have a car at that point. I got a car after, but yeah, that was probably one of the stupidest things I ever did, because that was where my credit went to poo. Next, I didn't save anything at all. Not a single penny. I tried really hard, and, well, actually, that's not true. I did save pennies. I had a jar of change, and I put all my change in there, loonies, toonies, everything. And then, I guess I had a guest over, and they stole all my loonies, toonies, and quarters, I believe. I couldn't believe it happened, and when I confronted her, she said that she had somebody else over when I wasn't there, and they took it. Needless to say, I didn't let her stay with me any longer. The next thing, and I didn't write that down as the stupidest thing, but I guess, yes, letting people stay with you that I felt bad for her because she got into a fight with her mom, so I let her stay with me. Little did I know I was going to get robbed. The next thing I did was I spent everything that I made on stuff and just going out, so hence not saving any money. I also bought a brand new computer on a payment plan. I was 19 years old. And then Not learning the first time that having someone stay with you could, just ruin everything. I had another friend stay with me, and while I went away to work, they had more people over and drinking and spilt beer all over my brand new computer that I was still paying for. It broke. I couldn't get it replaced, so I spent over $2,000 on this computer, and I had to pay for every last cent of it until the payment plan was over. And while I was still on that payment plan, I went on another payment plan to get another computer. So at the same time, I was paying for 2 computers, one of them completely gone, and one of them I was still using. I still have the second computer though. I do still have it. Mind you, it is 15 years old, and it doesn't work very well. But I still have it. I learned a lesson shortly after this. But yeah, I guess, you really can't trust people all that much sometimes. Next was, even while I was already in debt, $15,000 already at this point, plus I had my payment plans that I was paying for 2 computers, so jack that up to almost $20,000. I kept applying for more credit because I wasn't making enough to pay for the credit cards that I already had, let alone living on my own. And again, I cannot stress this enough. I didn't save anything. I had no savings. None. I did not pay my debt off right away. Now, I still have a credit card now, but at the end of the month, I pay it off right away. And as you could hear from my story, I did not do that back then, and hence I could barely make the interest that was, so my amount that I owed kept getting higher and higher, not because I was using it anymore. They already cut it off. But I was being charged $500 a month almost just in interest, and I couldn't pay it. So the amount of money that I owed just kept compounding and compounding. It was awful. Then, to add to all of that, I got tons of speeding tickets that cost me, I don't even know how much money, but in the thousands of dollars that I could not pay for right away. I mean, I did pay them, otherwise I would have taken my license away. But thousands of dollars, again, just gone on nothing. On nothing. Just for being young and stupid and not slowing down. And the funny story about that one is I got 2 tickets in the exact same spot, one right after the other. Oh, I did that a couple times, actually. I don't know what was not working up there. Oh, yes, I almost forgot about this. I let another friend stay with me in my apartment at this time. And while I was off working, they got me kicked out of my apartment for noise. I got a noise complaint and they kicked me out because of that. And I wasn't even home. I came home to an eviction. Yes, that was the final straw. I never allowed anyone to stay with me in my house again. I never had roommates. I just never, ever again. Right? You try to be a kind person, and yeah. The next, well, this is actually, I should have put this up high, but I had actually gotten a co-signer for my first apartment because I was only, actually I was 18 only, and I turned 19, or was I 19? I was 18 or 19. So I got a co-signer, and the worst part about this was that I ended up defaulting on my rent. And they went after him, and he was my uncle. I felt so terrible. Like, this is already 16, 17 years ago, and yeah, this was over 17 years ago now, and I still, to this day, when I think about it, I feel so awful about it. Like, I paid him back every penny plus interest, but I just feel like a piece of poo. Like, I still feel like that when I think that I actually put him through all of that, even after he was so excited of helping me and getting me out, and, and I just screwed him over like that. Not intentionally, obviously, but and then letting someone stay with me and ended up getting kicked out even after all the rent had been settled. Yeah, I was really not smart. But that is still one of my biggest regrets, is, doing that to my uncle. And things, we got past that, obviously, but, I was so embarrassed. That is such an embarrassing thing, which is why I will never co-sign for anyone, and I would never ask anyone to co-sign for me ever again. And I'm completely against co-signing. Completely. I don't think that people should have to co-sign. It's a terrible thing. The next thing is, my biggest regret, which has to do with the last one, is just feeling entitled enough that people should help me. I was young. I was 18, 19, 20, and I felt like, yeah, people should help me. I mean, why not? I'm a good person. They should, I deserve to be helped, and I don't know, the sense of entitlement that I deserved things, and I do not feel that way anymore by a long shot. I don't deserve anything, no matter how hard I work. My reward is what I get paid. That is already, I don't deserve everything I have. I mean, everything that I have is a blessing, and it isn't because of me. I have been blessed, and I don't believe anybody deserves what they get, good or bad. I mean, good people get bad things, and bad people get good things. I mean, I don't think that the word deserve, I don't know, that word is very weird. But yeah, definitely feeling entitled is just such a really bad thing. No one, for myself, I feel as though I should have never felt that way, and I don't know why I ever did feel that way. I honestly can't think of why I would feel that I deserved more than what I was already getting. And the last thing is, I did not prioritize making money. I prioritized going out and having fun. If I had prioritized making money and saving money and, paying my bills on time, none of this would have happened, and I probably would not have had that entitlement, which I still to this day don't know where it came from. It was just there, and then I got knocked down a few pegs, and I had an epiphany, and I realized, wow, you need to make things work, not other people. Only you can help yourself, really. And when I did focus, because there was a few spurts in this timeline where I really did focus on making money, and I was able, the second time I bought a car, I really focused, and I saved enough money to buy a car within 3 months, and I didn't have any debt at that time, or actually I still did have debt that time, but I was able to not go into more debt buying a car. And yeah, I knew I had it in me. It just wasn't always there. Sometimes I decided that I deserved to have fun. And at that point in my life, I really didn't deserve anything. I still don't, like I said. I'm not going to get into that anymore. So those, for me, are the stupidest things I ever did. But although there are some regret in that, mostly just, you know, altering my relationships with other people and, you know, not ruining their lives, but, you know, making their lives not easy for dealing with me and dealing with my problems. That would be my regrets. But although I did waste a lot of money and I could have had a huge chunk of change saved up had I not been so stupid, I now know, looking back then, what not to do. So I have learned a lot from my stupid young self, and I now, as an adult, well, I guess I was an adult back then, but I don't really think 19 and 20-year-olds should be considered adults yet, because they're still, I know I was just still a stupid teenager kind of. Anyways, I hope that no matter what you have done that has put you in a tight spot, do not be hard on yourself, because we all make mistakes. Even, you know, the best people with money, they are that way because, you know, most people have made mistakes and they've learned from them. And I now know not to do any of these things. I have not gotten a speeding ticket in almost a decade, so that is a very good thing. I haven't gotten any tickets or of any kind, so I'm very happy about that, and I feel as though I did learn my lesson with that one. And the rest of these things, you know, I've learned not to do any of them, and I'm a lot better off now because of these things. I think so anyway. Anyways, this video is getting very long. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you are having a frugabulous week, and I will see you tomorrow. And as always, thank you so much for your support. I love you, and have a great rest of the day. Bye.